The opening weekend of Meg 2 The Trench reaches the upper limit of projections, but it still pales in comparison to the original The Meg from 2018. However, that doesn't mean it's bad or a total failure. One thing we can praise about this movie is that it doesn't shy away from killing off some characters. So in this video, I'm going to list the top 10 deaths that happen in the Meg 2 The Trench. Welcome to Nerds Insights, your daily nerdy news channel. More megalodons means more death, and here are all the deaths in Meg 2 The Trench. Jason Statham's action monster franchise returned in 2023 with another adventure, pitting Jonas Taylor against giant sharks and other sea creatures. Please hit the like button to support our work on YouTube and subscribe to this channel with notifications turned on. You'll get the news only if you activate the notifications. Very similar to the first movie based on Steve Alten's novels, Meg 2 The Trench shows Jonas and a group of other marine caretakers getting involved in a plot to prevent dangerous megalodons from killing people worldwide. This inevitably puts them in dangerous positions as their attempts to save everyone prove futile. By the time the audience waits for a post-credits scene in Meg 2 The Trench, there's been a lot of carnage throughout the movie's plot. The sequel raises the stakes by including not just one, but 3 megalodons, as well as other deadly marine creatures. This leaves Jonas and his team with even more danger to avoid, especially when a group of human villains tries to kill them as well. While Jonas and a handful of other characters survive the ordeal, many others aren't so fortunate. Here's a list of everyone who dies in Meg 2, along with an estimate of how many people died overall. And, of course, this video will contain spoilers for the Meg 2 The Trench. 10 Suine died between Meg and Meg 2. The first death in Meg 2 doesn't happen on screen, as the film reveals that Suine died before Meg 2 The Trench. The details of her death aren't disclosed, only that it happened in 2021, at least a few years before the sequel is set. The decision to kill off Suine is tied to how the franchise chose to explain why Li Bingbing didn't return from Meg 2. The revelation allows Suine's brother, Juming, to be introduced and keeps Suine's daughter, Meiying, as part of Jonas's life. 9 Lance is killed by an octopus. The first on-screen character death in Meg 2 happens when the 2 diving teams travel to the trench on an exploration mission. They are forced to leave their divers behind and traverse the trench in exosuits as they head to a mysterious underwater base they discover. During the early parts of this sequence, the team focuses on evading the megalodons, but they don't account for other dangers that may be beneath the thermocline. This leads to Lance being the first of the team members to die in Meg 2, as he's attacked by a giant octopus. His empty helmet is shown afterward. 8 Sal is eaten by a Meg. The next character to die in Meg 2 The Trench is Sal. She immediately gets scared as the team leaves the divers and starts walking through the trench, leading to heavy and rapid breathing. She ends up using up the oxygen in her suit quickly and struggles to walk fast enough on her own. While Juming helps her in the final stretch to the underwater base, Sal sacrifices herself to save Juming when the megalodons get too close. This makes her the first official person a megalodon kills in Meg 2. 7 Curtis dies due to helmet implosion. The third and final casualty of the diving team's mission is Curtis, played by Whoopi Van Rom, a member of the Meg 2 cast. She encounters a problem with her helmet while walking to the underwater base. Although the helmet holds up during the journey, it rapidly worsens once they're inside the base and waiting for the water to drain and the helmet to depressurize. Unfortunately for her, the process doesn't happen fast enough, resulting in her helmet imploding due to underwater pressure. It's one of the most gruesome deaths in Meg 2 The Trench. 6 Jess is devoured by a Meg. The next major death in Meg 2 is Jess, played by Skylar Samuels. While she works with Jonas's team initially, it's revealed that Jess is a mole working for the head of the Oceanic Institute, Hilary Driscoll. After her villainous turn and a romance with the mercenary Montez, she becomes overly confident in her environment's safety against the Megs. This leads to the moment when a Meg hits the glass and kills Jess, who had a prominent appearance in the trailers, spoiling her Meg 2 character's death for many. 5 Hilary is killed by lizard-like creatures. Another death in Meg 2 is that of Hilary Driscoll, the head of the Oceanic Institute, who is secretly one of the human villains in the film. She runs a mining operation in the trench for rare materials worth billions of dollars. She becomes obsessed with keeping the megalodon outbreak a secret and travels to Fun Island to ensure Montez finishes the job to keep her secrets safe. This proves to be her downfall as she waits in her helicopter and ends up discovered by one of the lizard-like creatures from the trench. It drags her out of the helicopter and kills her. 4 Montez is eaten by a Meg. The last major cast member to die in Meg 2 is Montez, played by Sergio Paris Manchetta. His mercenary character leads the mining operation in secret and has a history with Jonas, fueling his hatred and desire to get revenge on him throughout the movie. Jess's death only intensifies his desire to eliminate Jonas and the Megalodons. This leads to a final confrontation between Jonas and Montez, where Montez thinks he's about to catch Jonas off guard by pointing a hidden gun at him. However, one of the Megalodons arrives on the scene because Montez is bleeding, and it eats him before he can kill Jonas. 3. Jonas kills 2 Megs. In addition to the human character deaths in Meg 2: The Trench, the film's climax once again allows Jason Statham's hero to battle the giant sharks. It's no surprise that the ending of Meg 2 revolves around this confrontation and allows Jonas to successfully kill 2 of the Megalodons. The first is killed after Jonas rides a jet ski and stabs an improvised harpoon with a bomb tied to it into the Meg. The second Megalodon dies when it goes in for an attack on Jonas, and he successfully deflects it away from Mac and Jumming. Jonas uses a sharp rotor blade from a helicopter to impale the Meg in the skull and kill it. 2. The Meg kills the giant octopus. The Megalodons are also responsible for saving humanity in a way, as one of them kills the giant octopus attacking Fun Island. Jumming originally attempts to kill the octopus itself using a makeshift bomb, but it doesn't work. The explosion helps attract the attention of the Megalodons, leading to an epic fight between the Meg and the giant octopus. While it seems like the octopus is about to kill the giant shark at one point, the Megalodon ends up coming out on top and kills the giant sea monster that escaped from the trench. 1. How many people die in Meg 2? In addition to the deaths of the 6 main characters, we estimate that around 50 people died in Meg 2: The Trench, including 2 minors, at least 14 henchmen hired by Hillary, Yao Yao, and at least 10 other people on their boat, the couple on the rowboat, about a dozen civilians in shallow waters, and the annoying man on the phone. Have you watched the Meg 2 or do you plan to watch it in theaters? I've never been a big fan of this franchise, but I'm thinking of watching the first and second films. Let me know if it's good. And, of course, my friend, subscribe to this channel and leave your like. Take care, and until next time.